work for yourself, start something, what you need to do. So that's exactly what we are going to talk about. Any question? I'm still open. I have like 2 minutes by my watch for us to begin today's section. Somebody is saying, how can I assess my score for yesterday's assignment too? And definitely, yeah, maybe the control room will let us know how your assignment was scored, so we'll get to know. So that's how it. This will inform you. Will inform you. But of course, if you have not joined the Google Classroom, at some point they will put the link there. That's where we will put this information there. And it's on our, it will be on our YouTube page. We are also on the YouTube as we speak. So if you need anything, you can go back and watch the video of it. Because we are streaming live here and on YouTube, to try your best to make sure you check your background anytime you are using your camera. It's very, very important. Any other question? Any other question? Let me see. If there's no other, I viewed mine just after submitting the test. Somebody said, oh, it allowed him to view his scores. So you can even share the link on your class page. I mean, you can make sure that somebody else gets to know and see it. That's.
Please, me, I'm lost. I've seen the Google this in class. Do I click on it? When I click on it, all I could see is the materials where I can read as in slides. But then, find difficult to see the assignments. I couldn't see the assignment I'm supposed to do for the first season.
Okay, so my moderator will share his screen, the Google Classroom, and show you exactly where you see the assignments. Somebody is asking for those who are not able to join. The video is there. You can go and listen to it. The whole idea is to be able to listen. Some will join during the live session. Other people will watch it hours later. Some will watch it even a day after. But when we are done, you must do those exercises for us to know that you have gone through what was done yesterday, and then you can proceed. So for the persons struggling to find it, if you have not been successful in joining the Google Classroom, please indicate in the chat window. They would address you. The control room will give you a private message and make sure that you are able to go through it easily. So just you put it in the chat window. Somebody is asking for the link to the Google Classroom. It will be put here so that you can join it. So I think that let's wrap up. Can I get the link? Okay, I have answered all your concerns. We are 62 now. So please tell other people, those who need to join, and then we can move on. Of course, we believe other people watch it later, but at least I'm hoping we can hit my target of a minimum of 100 people on this call. Okay, we'll look at it. So we have our Access social media line. So we'll put the links there. You subscribe to the Access Ghana social media pages, and then you see it. Let me I have under 2 minutes to 4:10 for us to start. We'll start exactly at 4:10. Okay, where can we watch it? So I'll try and put the link in the chat window for you to go there and have access to it. Okay. So we'll be starting very soon, and then you just under 2 minutes. Control can play. It's just under 1 minute, so maybe 1 minute time we start. Okay. So once again, good afternoon to all of you. It's been a pleasure to host all of us for this particular event. Yesterday, we had a wonderful time. We had our inception meeting. Today, too, is day 2. I'll be talking about soft skills essential for startups. If you want to do startups, the soft skills that you need to be able to do that. And to help us do that, it's Benjamin Horst. I think I pronounced it well, Ben. Okay, I pronounced it well. Okay, that's fine. So he's somebody who is involved in establishing startups, training people in how to start startups, how to develop their startups, make sure that he has the experience, and he'll be sharing with us. At some point in time, we'll have a breakout session. The breakout session, you see the breakout rooms, and then we'll put you into breakout rooms, and then you join. It's going to be a wonderful session. He's a mentor to so many. He gives live lectures, how people start businesses. So he's an expert in starting business, and we are privileged to have him on this course. So Ben, the floor is yours. Now.
First of all, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Great. That's lovely. First of all, thanks for having me, Chris. Always lovely talking to you and seeing such a big crowd. I see we have 71 people. That's amazing. So thanks for having me. And yeah, hello to everyone. And yeah, today's session, soft skills for building a successful startup. And today's session will be all about that. I will teach you how to manipulate a potential client and how you can actually use your personal skills in creating a successful startup. So let's go right into it. Before I start, and also talking a short briefing about myself, I like to say that if you have any question during the session, please type them in the chat box, and I will take them along the way or afterwards. We will probably not make it 100% because normally I have a little bit more time in talking about these things because there's a lot of to talk about. But I will share a link with you so you have personal questions related to your situation, to your startup, and we will not make it in the next 2 hours. Then you can always reach out to me in private and have a face-to-face talk to me. Chris, you wanted to say something?
Yes, you can get a bit closer to the microphone. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I can do that. I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's kick off the session with a question. Who can tell me the difference between an alpaca and a forest bee? Type quick answer in the chat box. What is the difference between an alpaca and a forest bee? Anyone? I'd give you the answer right away. The alpaca is a herd animal, and the forest bee lives solitary. Who can tell me the difference between a lion and a gazelle? What is the difference between a lion and a gazelle? The gazelle always runs away from something. The lion always runs to hunt. And these two symbolic questions from the animal earth is something you have to have in mind when we talk about creating a startup. Because you have to decide as an entrepreneur, as a person who wants to build a startup, if you want to be a herd animal like the alpaca and do it the same way as everyone else, or live a solitary life, focus on the USPs of yourself and of the startup to create a sustainable business. And at the same question, you have to ask yourself, do you always want, like the gazelle, run away from something, being afraid of going out, presenting yourself, going out, presenting your startup, because you may be afraid of, if I'm at the right, is it the right time to present my startup? Do I need to sit down and work more with my startup before I go to the market? Or I'm ready to go for it. I go out and I hunt. I have the mindset and go out as the lion is and say, I want to hunt. I want to hunt for success. I go out there. I present myself. I present my startup. I am not afraid of the market. These mind questions you always have to have in mind when you want to start a business. Technique is working. Perfect. Quick about myself. Why is it actually I'm talking here? Chris said some lovely words about me. I'm from Leipzig, Germany. You see a little bit, there's the mark there. I live in Berlin. I used to live in Denmark for 12 years. I do a lot of business in Africa, East Africa. I'm a part of the Access here in Leipzig. Entrepreneur since I'm 14 years old, sold, buy businesses, also got bankrupt with businesses. So I actually experienced everything from success to failure. I'm a speaker, advisor, board member. I do a lot of different things, all related to entrepreneurship, all related to creating sustainable environments for entrepreneurs, for people who want to create a business as you guys are. So let's get into it. I have created for today these 6 steps I want to go through with you. After each step, we will have a quick breakout session for 5 minutes where you can discuss things related to your own business with others, and then we go back, and then we have a discussion in the forum. Let's start. The first thing I like to talk about is the company itself, your business. That's the first thing you have to have in mind when we talk about creating a sustainable startup, a sustainable business. It comes along with, of course, creating a strategy and an identity. What do I mean by that? First of all, you have to define for yourself as an individual, what is the purpose of my doing? Because the problem can be, if you just define the purpose of your business, it might not fit your personal purpose, maybe in life, or also your personal values. It is very important that the purpose of your business, the values of your business align with your personal identity. Let me give you an example for that. So, if you are a vegetarian, for example, you are a vegetarian and you start creating meat and you sell meat, but on your social media platforms, you're posting all over never eat meat and save the animals. That's not serious, you know? If people look you up and want to do business with you and they see, okay, you as a person, as an individual, you're talking a totally different language than your business is, it's not going to work. It's not going to be trustworthy at all. So you should always define values for yourself. Look at yourself as an individual, as a person, and say, what is important for me in life? What do I want to relate to? And take that also into your business, because that makes you as a CEO, as a company owner, but also your business more trustworthy. The next thing, what is also very, very important when we talk about the company is, of course, setting goals. And by setting goals, obviously, every one of you know what I mean by setting goals. And obviously, you also have done that for your business in a way. But what is important also is not just setting goals and seeing, okay, in a year from now, I want to have, let's say, 10 clients, or I want to have an income of $1 million, or I don't know, something like that. What is more important is the small steps to reach that goal. So you should focus on a weekly, and I mean that, on a weekly business. Focus on and say, each week I have a goal. Maybe for myself, because I want to educate myself, I want to get better at something. Maybe I want to get better at, let's say, marketing. So this week I'm going to focus on maybe some online courses to have more knowledge about marketing. So by the end of the week, I'm going to be a better marketeer. Next week I'm going to have another goal, and so on and so on. So in 12 months from now, I can reach that goal of having 10 clients or $1 million in income. So it is important that you're not just focusing on the main goal, but also on the small steps which will help you to reach that goal. What is also really crucial, which comes a little bit along with creating and defining values, is, of course, the why. Obviously, being an entrepreneur is tough. I don't have to tell anyone of you that it is really tough because no one helps you. Obviously, if you have a team partner, yes, you have a team to talk to, but there's no public sector which comes and helps you. There's no one coming to you and say, "Okay, I give you money, even you have no clients, I will still give you some money." You know, there's no help to get. There's maybe help to get in regarding expertise, but there's no helping really to get to really create a sustainable income. So this is why it can be, of course, tough, and you will struggle and you will fail along the way. There will be bumps ahead of you and your team, which you may think, I will never make it. It's impossible. But then kicks in your drive. Define the why. It is crucial. And now a fun fact about myself. I define the why, what I'm doing, every year on a new. And the start of January, I sit down and say, okay, what do I want to reach this year? What is my goal? And why is it I'm doing what I'm doing? And I take a note and take this note and pin it right above my computer, on the refrigerator, in the bathroom, so on different places, so I can see it and I face it every day and I read it every day, and it is my motivation. Because I also have days where I get up like everyone else and think, okay, what the fuck I'm doing? Sorry, my English now, but you know, what is it I'm doing? Why is it I'm doing that? It's so tough. Why can I not just get a job in the supermarket? I get paid. I can get home at 3 o'clock every day. You know, well, no problem. But then I read the why, and then I'm motivated again. So for yourself, Write down, why is it you're doing what you're doing? Why is it you want to become an entrepreneur? Why is it you want to build a business? Why is it you want to have success with your business? Why is it you want to create jobs, sustainable jobs? Why is important? And last thing is personal responsibility. Personal responsibility comes along with being an entrepreneur. It is your business. It is you as a person who represents the business. There's no name to hide behind because it's going to be you are responsible for everything that's going on in the business. You're the face of the business, you're the owner of the business. Give me an example. You know, Apple, when Apple presents a new iPhone, who is on stage? It's not any sales or marketing person, it is the CEO. If Tesla builds a new car, who is on stage? The CEO. Amazon builds something new, new products, new shape of line, new country they go into. Who's on stage? The CEO. And that's the reason why it is like that. Because the CEO slash the owner of a company is also the face of the company. Because at the end of the day, when you do business, your clients want to have trust in you as a person, and then they're willing to do business with you. You can have the best product in the world, the best idea in the world. If the person you want to do business with, not knowing you, is not having any trust in you, they will not do any business with you. So it's all about shaping your own profile and taking responsibility for your business. Now we're going into the first breakout session after my quick monologue. We will do breakout sessions, and the question you have to ask yourself is two things I want to have you done. What are your values, your personal values you bring into your company? And define the why. Why is it you're doing what you do? Okay? I guess the guys from Access Ghana are going to do the breakout sessions. Chris?
Yeah, yes. So we are going to go into the breakout rooms, and then we'll be discussing the questions that have
5
been.
minutes.
Yeah, for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
For 5 minutes, you see the breakout rooms, you will be automatically assigned to the breakout rooms to discuss the questions. It will be posted into your individual breakout rooms. What the last slide entails, so we just put it there. It's being created now. You see it there. Open all rooms, and then you will have a maximum of 5 minutes, and then you come back. Okay, so open all rooms. The rooms have been opened. So you see it in front of your device, and then you click and join. One of you becomes the leader, and then you discuss the points there. That's that. The moderators will put the first part of the slide inside the breakout room for you to be able to meet and discuss it. Okay, but you cannot see it. I still have some people in the main room. So, okay, the number keeps reducing. That's fine. Okay, so for those joining us, you can you can join the breakout rooms there. It's just find a group and join.
Chris, are you closing the rooms again in 5 minutes or so?
Yes, I set it to 5 minutes.
Okay, great. Maybe we should take 7 minutes next time because the rooms are quite big, and it also took some time for people to join.
Okay,
Thanks.
okay. Let me see if I could add time to it.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back to the group. Maybe in the next group session, we'll make it 7 minutes so that people can be able to. And I'll make it about 10 groups so that we can have better interaction. So over to you,
Great.
Ben.
Okay, thanks a lot. I hope you all had a fruitful discussion. I will just ask if anyone wants to share what they discussed in their breakout session. Otherwise, I'm going to pick someone.
Yes, please. I want to say something. My name is
Yes,
Betha.
please.
I was in room 2, and for the values that we'll bring into our company, we spoke about integrity, we spoke about discipline, trust, teamwork, time management, collaboration, transparency, and then value. And then for our why, the ladies decided on women empowerment. We want to empower women and then maybe help our family and make our families proud. Thank you.
Great. Lovely, lovely for sharing that. Anyone else who wants to share what they have discussed? Maybe someone from room number 1?
Okay, so I also joined room 4. We didn't have the opportunity to discuss though, but these are the key points we were listing during our chat session. We were talking about the trustworthy, to be a critical thinking, to able to collaborate with people, critical thinking in such a way that even as an entrepreneur, you work with people. So you have to be able to adapt with people that you are working with and to be a good leader and also be critical thinking in such a way to think outside the box to always bring ideas.
Yes. Thanks for sharing that, Felix and Berta. I think everyone can agree on the trust and being trustworthy is one of the key things you want to be and a value you want to bring into your company. But my question is, how is it possible to actually be trustworthy? Is it only about telling the truth? No, it's not. I can answer the question right away. It is not only about telling the truth. And remember what I said to you earlier in the start of the session. I told you I will teach you how to manipulate people. And actually building a startup and doing sales at one point, which is, of course, a key thing of creating a sustainable startup, is manipulating people and having a mindset of being ready to manipulate people. What do I mean by that? First of all, when I talk about manipulating people, I'm not talking about cheating. I'm not talking about selling something which you don't have or something like that. It's not about that. It is about, let me give you an example. When you meet a client, and you may have a product or you may have a service you want to offer, which you already know about, you want to offer them and how it's going to look like what you are offering. You're not going to tell them right away. Because what I said earlier about your values and creating trust about yourself, first of all, you want to win that person over for you as for your personality. So you want to win them over to trust you as a person. So what you're going to do is when they ask you, hey, nice to meet you, Benjamin, great guy, what is it you're going to offer me? You're going to say, listen, nice that you're asking, but first of all, I like to know you better. I like to build a relationship to you so I know exactly how can I help you. Obviously, you know already in your mind what is it I want to offer him, and I would like to tell him, but at this point, he's not in a position to trust you 100% because you just met. So you want to create a relationship to the person. You know, it's sales. We're gonna dive a little bit deeper into it later on. We're not gonna have the time to dive, really into it today, but just to have that in mind. What I like to say, and maybe you can write that down because it's something I really believe in, is that you should, to create trust, you should treat your client and potential client as they were your best friend. What do I mean by that? Just give you an example. If your best friend calls you on Friday night and says, listen, Benjamin, we want to meet today drinking a beer, but I don't want to. I don't have the time. I don't feel like that. And so yeah, I don't know. You would never say, if it's really your best friend, you would never say, okay, yeah, then see you next week or something like that. You're gonna ask him, what's going on? Why is it you're not gonna meet me? I mean, we go out every Friday and drink beer. What's wrong? The problem is home, at work, something going on. And you're doing that and can do that because it's your best friend. And over time, you've created a great relationship to each other. And that's the same thing you've got to do with your clients. Before presenting and offering something, you want to create that relationship. That's building trust. But again, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into it later. If you have more questions to anything I'm going to say today, as I said, please type it in, or later on you have possibility to have a one-to-one with me. Let's move on. Next thing we're going to talk about is target group. Target group. Obviously, everyone knows what's meant by target group. Target group means who, where, and when. It is more important to have a well-defined small target group instead of having like all women in Ghana. That's not a target group, you know? Have a well-defined small target group. And don't, by defining your target group, and we're gonna do that in a minute, defining a target group starts not with the price. Don't think about the price. Think about who is it I want to reach out to. Think about a women, which age, what is their social background, which kind of income should they have? Is there maybe Southeast, West Africa, or country-wise, or I don't know. Think about that. Define your target group. And by defining your target group, the pricing comes along. It shouldn't be the other way around. You should not say, okay, I'm building iPhones. I'm going to sell them for 200 euros. Let's see who's going to buy my iPhone for 200 euros. No, you create a target group and say, I'm going to sell iPhones. Who has the demand of buying iPhones? Okay, these are these type of people. I know I can sell them an iPhone for 200 euros because they have the income to do it, they have the need to do it, they have a great demand for that kind of a product, so I can sell it for 200 euros. What is also important by defining your target group is your personal values. Remember, we just talked about it earlier when we defined the company, your personal values. If you as a person want to do business with someone, and your company or you as a person have totally different values, then they will never buy your product. You know, if I tell you things or products like McDonald's, Amazon, Coca-Cola, Apple, you name it, you all have some kind of mental relationship to these companies. Maybe you're a customer, maybe you're not. That's not only defined by their product, it is also defined by their way of how they reach or they want to reach their target group. If you are for them, if you are not their target group, they will not approach you in the way you maybe would like to be approached because they don't care about you. You're not their target. And they know that very, very good. So that's important. Look at the values, the attitudes of your company, of your approach to the target group, so it comes along with the values of the target group, because you want to create, as I said earlier, a very strong and good relationship with your target group, with your customers, because a good strong relationship with your customers also will overcome struggles, crises, when you have to raise the price of your product, something like that, because they are bound to you, to your company, to your product, not to the price. That's important. You know it from yourself. Maybe again to iPhone or smartphone or which kind of phone you have. If they raise the price a certain percentage, you will still be their customer, even they're raising the price because you like the product, you like the company, and so on. And what is also important, which I think it's crucial to say, it is not important that everyone likes you. As I said earlier, not every one of you guys like McDonald's, Apple, Amazon, and so on. It's okay. It's okay if you have people out there you may want to reach out to, you may want to win over, but someone to the left or to the right of them says, "Oh, I don't want to work with them." You know, it's okay. It's fine. Be be clear about that situation that not everyone will like you, your company, your product is okay. Then you have done things right if it's like that. Because then at the same side or the same time, you have people that will love you. Because if someone hates you, there will always be someone who loves you. It's like that in life. Yes, that's target group. Let me give you an example. You probably all know these two people, Marilyn Manson, Marilyn Monroe, and Ozzy Osbourne. Sorry, my mistake. So Ozzy Osbourne and Elton John. We all know them. They are both musicians. They are from the same area. They probably have some kind of same income, but we can agree on we will not sell to them the same kind of product because we know them that good because obviously they're a lot in public that they're totally different personality. And this is again, this shows us again why it's important to find your target group. You don't want to sell something to musicians. You want to know if you want to sell something to Ozzy Osbourne or to Elton John. Okay? Breakout session. Please again go into groups and please present from your perspective which kind of target group you as an individual with a company you're representing or you want to start, which kind of target group are you interested in? And please remember what I said. Think not like I want to have a female only. No, think about age, geography, social background, income, certain kind of maybe jobs they should have because you have a product or a service which is only related to, let's say, people who work in the bank. I don't know. So please do that in the sessions, discuss it. What is your target group for your company? Yes, 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's been opened. So please check your screen. The groups have been open. You can join them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yes, welcome back. Let's wait for the others to join and then continue. Okay, so I think that the rooms are closing, so the back. Yes, Ben, you can continue.
Yes. Great. So, who wants to share what they have discussed or your personal idea of your target group and how you might define your target group? Who wants to share it? Please feel free.
Hello.
Now is the time. Yes, Samuel.
Yeah, so I'm someone. Actually, I'm a IT student and I I want to work apply technology in agriculture. So I've started doing some research where I'm researching in Internet of Things application in agriculture. So and I think that going through a lot of research works, I will further do a startup in agriculture, technology in agriculture. So I think with that, my target group is for the farmers, both small scale farmers and then large scale farmers across. For first, I will start with Ghanaians in the Ghanaian context. Then, as it grows, then I'll move on to the West Africa and the global aspect. So my target group has to be with the farmers, both small scale farmers and then large scale farmers. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. Anyone else who wants to share your target group and
Yeah,
why?
hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes. Please, John, you go
Yes.
for it.
No, okay. So my name is John. I'm currently an online tutor. I'm a teacher by profession and an online tutor as well on YouTube. And my targeted audience are university students who are in the electrical engineering department as well as the telecom engineering department. And I chose university students basically because they have access to free internet, free Wi-Fi. And so they can just tap into the Wi-Fi's and then on YouTube, they can learn, their courses, the courses that they offer in school. And I also chose engineering students, specifically electrical and telecom, because that was my area in school. That's what I studied in school. And so I believe that I have this understanding and expertise to even teach them. And so that was the reason why, I ventured into that area. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Yes, Stefano.
Yes, I'm Stevina. If I'm to venture into a fashion business, for instance, I would like to target people within the age range of 20 to 30, because first of all, they are the ones who are more interested in fashion and fashion products. And also within the age range of 20 to 30, you are able to work to earn your own income and money to be able to buy something. So I think those kind of groups would be the best and suitable people for my target group. Or yes, please.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. I know there's someone else who wants to say something, but we're going to cut it here. I'm sorry because of the time. But thanks for sharing. One thing I want to add, why it is important to define your target group very, very well, is because your marketing actually comes along with it. Why is that? Because if you know your target group and you know where they are related to where you can meet them, where you can reach them, maybe you can meet them on exhibitions or you can read them on social media or via newspaper or I don't know, then you also know where to focus on when you will define your marketing strategy. Because, as I said, if you know, okay, the person, maybe they're CEOs from bank. Let's stay with the example of bank. You want to reach people who work in the bank, and you know, okay, they're hard to reach. You can't just go in the bank and talk to them. So maybe there are some exhibitions where they are, or they read certain newspapers. Then you know, okay, I focus with my marketing budget on going to that exhibitions, to that ferry, and I also buy maybe some article space in the newspaper so they read about me, about my idea and so, you know. So this is also a reason why it is very important to define your target group very well, because your marketing comes along with it, and you don't want to waste money on marketing which is not necessary and which don't brings you any customers. Okay, let's move on. Next topic, we are talking about positioning. When we talk about positioning, we talk about 3 letters, USP. Obviously, everyone knows unique selling points. And when I talk about unique selling points, my focus also always lies on the U, unique. It is not unique to meet at time. It is not unique to do a good job. It is not unique to tell your customers the truth. That's not unique selling points. It has to be in your service. It has to be in your product. You have to have something in what you're offering which is different to the market. Otherwise, your competitors, they maybe are already on the market. You will never reach their level, or they will overtake you, or yeah. You have to have unique selling points in your company, in your service, which will help you, of course, to position yourself at the market. And for myself, I always say one thing to my customers. I always say to them, listen, when I call you at 3 a.m. in the morning, you take your phone and you tell me 2 things which are unique for your company, your service, and why should I become your client? But that's very important. What else is important when we talk about positioning is, when we look back at what I said earlier, alpaca, forest bee, you should define yourself. Are you a herd animal, or are you an animal which do their own thing, which does their own thing? So think about, do you want to do your positioning on the market the same way as everyone else, or you want to do something unique? You want to present yourself in a different way. What I also like to advise when we talk about positioning is using a thing I call behind the scenes. We talked earlier about creating trust. What also creates trust is if I see companies and they let me look behind the scenes, so I can get a relationship with the people who work there. I can maybe see the production line in a way. And today's day, we have one thing which we haven't had maybe for 15 years, social media. And social media makes it so easy for us to really open ourselves, open our company, open up to potential clients to see behind the scenes, to meet me as a person. I can easily take my phone, make a small video of myself saying, hey, Benjamin, I own this company. I do this, quick thing. Or more personal stuff. Hey, I'm Benjamin. I live in Leipzig. I have kids, stuff like that, you know? Also with all your employees, maybe the rest of the team, you can do that. You can take the phone. So you can create something personal which helps you positioning on the market, which helps you relating to your potential target group, as we had earlier. Again, remember values. You wanna have this relationship, and you can do that easily by give something from yourself. So basically, what we are trying to do when we're talking about positioning is something which you probably heard before, top of mind. When your customer, just an example now, when your customer goes into a supermarket and are starving, they want to eat something. But of course, if we go in a supermarket, we have 100, 200, 300 things we can buy, which will fill our stomach. But you want that your customer is top of mind when they goes into the supermarket and always think top of mind, oh, that product, your product. This is important. This is why positioning on the market and having this USPs and having this different way of approaching the market is so crucial, because you don't want to drown in the sea. You want to be the island in the mind of your client. We all know these companies. I talked about them a little bit earlier. And as I also said earlier, that when we look at the logos of them, we all know them. Obviously, because they spend millions and they spend 20, 30 years in posting their logos, so we all know them. But what they also have done is they have, with their personality and with their USPs, created something in our mind which helps us being top of mind when we need a product in their industry. Everyone knows this situation. You're driving maybe somewhere and are hungry. I mean, obviously, I don't know everyone, but I guess a lot of you have said to yourself or the people in the car or when you were on the bus or so, let's go to McDonald's, get something to eat there. Or the same with the Coke. If you're thirsty, oh, let's get a Coke. It's not maybe because you wanted to have a Coke at this situation. You thought like, okay, I want to have a Coke. Sometimes we have that feeling that we want something specific, but mostly it's like, I'm thirsty, let's get a Coke. And because you wanted that Coke, or you wanted to go to McDonald's, or you wanted to go to or buy something on Amazon, or you want to have an Apple product, because they were top of mind, because they're always there. They're this island inside your brain. Again, think about what I said earlier, manipulating potential clients. You want to be that island in the head of your potential client always. So next time they go in the supermarket, they think, I want to have that. Supermarket is now just an example. You know what I mean? Okay. Next breakout session. What we're going to do now is I want you to tell the group inside the breakout session 2 USPs from your company. And the others of the group, I want them to be really honest and give an honest feedback if you really believe that for you as maybe a potential client, that is really a USP. Okay? USP, unique selling point. So please think about what could be a unique selling point. 1 or 2 things. 1 at least, 2 would be better. Things you would like to present to potential clients to say, listen, this is something you only get when you do business with me. Okay? Please start the breakout sessions.
The breakout room has been opened. Okay. Okay, so I think that they are joining.
Yeah, but there are still 20 seconds for them to come back. People are
Yes.
just coming back, Chris. We will give them 20 seconds or so everyone is back.
Fine.
Okay, I think now everyone is back. I like to have a few of you telling us in their perspective, what are one or two USPs of their company, of the idea they have, please. Please, anyone who wants to tell us what are the USPs of your company, otherwise I just gonna pick someone.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Please, I'm Stevina. Please, for me, for instance, if I put into consideration a fashion company, I would like to say that the appearance of my building or how I have arranged my things or the paintings in my building would be my unique selling point. So, for instance, if you enter any building or a room, maybe there would be a particular picture or a painting, how I've painted it, or the way I have arranged my stuff that I'm selling. Yeah, whenever anybody enters the room, they would know that this is from me or this is my company. Yes, how I've branded myself. So that's my idea, though.
Okay, so for you, it's about the way of how you paint. Understand correctly?
Yeah,
Okay,
the
your
aesthetics of
style, your style.
yeah, yes, please.
Okay, yeah, that's of course a unique way. Yes. Anyone else?
Okay, so I also want to, as I said, what I have in mind, I want to start up with. As I'm in school now, so I'm doing research on that. It's application of IoT technology in agriculture. So in the Ghanaian context, I think in order to have a selling point, I need to get a particular, let's say, a manufacturer who produces this kind of IoT things. I'm going to share with the farmers, my clients. So the uniqueness of this product will also have a selling point. So once they know that, okay, this guy is in partnership with this particular company, and so that it means that the thing that he's bringing out is unique, and the product or the tools that is given to us is a good value. I think it will make me unique, and it also puts me in a particular place that will attract a lot of customers. Thank you.
Mm. The first part of your answer was something I can relate to and see. Of course, the partners you work with can be a unique way, but the product itself, saying it's of it's a good product or it's a good price or so, that's not unique.
Okay.
You know, everyone would say that about their product, about their service. That's a good price. It's a good thing. You know. Okay. Anyone else who wants to say something about their yeah
So
USP?
this Felix,
Yes, Felix, please.
yes. So what I always apply to even this small businesses I've been doing is I always say no amount is small. When a client approach me for a certain product, we have products that have highest cost. We have products that have few costs. So we used to share some of them with our social media channel. When somebody asks, the person thinks that it's only the price that the person doesn't know. But then no, you have to go ahead and explain to the person what the product entails, how much is the person having, or the range of the amount the person is having to purchase the particular product. What are they going to use the product for? So with that, when I
No, I'm good. No, yeah.
Yes, please continue, Felix.
Okay, so with that, I'll be able to get the information that I need to recommend a certain product to you that can help you to perform the task you are actually looking for. That is the unique point I use, because the person thinks that it is only the price that he or she doesn't know, but then there's more that he has to know.
Yeah. Someone raised their hand. I think it's Philip. Do I pronounce your name right? Please.
Hello, please. My name is Samuel Opoku.
Yeah.
Yes. So, for instance, we all know we have different brands of cars on the market. And if I want to also produce, or let me say, bring out manufacture or bring out my own personal, let me say, personal brand of cars on the market, I would have to choose a particular unique selling, USP product. How would it be? Maybe my product will be comfortability and then luxury. Maybe like how BMW is doing. Or I will go in for probably reliability and then efficiency, like how Toyota is doing. So it's like bringing up something different from what other car brands are doing, like let me say Volkswagen, or let me say Audi, luxury, and all those points. Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. I know maybe some of you want to join also the conversation, but we have to keep on moving. We only have 35 minutes left. Let's go to the next topic, branding. I saw a question here in the chat. Does positioning or selling a brand hinge only on advertisements? We will go into that now. Branding. What does branding mean? Branding is not positioning. Branding is creating a brand. A brand is not your product or service. A brand is your company. Apple is a brand. Coca-Cola is a brand. Why is it important to create a brand? Because when you created a brand, people will buy your product. It depends not anymore on the product because they will trust Apple. Apple has different types of products. For a customer of Apple, you will trust all the products because it comes from Apple and you're relating to Apple in a good way. And you say, okay, I like the products. I like the brand. So it's fine for me. So creating a brand is most likely more important than the product. So when you go out and you want to build your company, your startup, you should focus on creating a brand, and that brand can also be you as a person. So people identify with yourself and say, listen, when Benjamin comes with a product, I trust it because I trust Benjamin. I trust him as a brand. What also is important when we talk about branding, creating a brand, is telling emotions. You want to go out there and tell a story about yourself, about the company, about the product, where it comes from, which kind of history. Maybe it's homemade, maybe your whole family works at this business. So it's a family business, something like that. Remember earlier when we talked about positioning, I said something about behind the scenes. Now that kicks in with the brand, creating a brand, because if you take people behind the scenes, you are creating a story. You should tell a story. You should go out. And now we come to what I said in the beginning of the session when we talked about values and why are you doing what you do. That's a huge part of telling a story. Your why. Get out and tell the people, hey, listen, this is why we created this business, because we want to do that. We want to change our customers in that way, you know? something like that. That's the stories, and create emotions. I hate seeing unemotional videos on social media where we just have this, hi, I'm Benjamin, I'm selling that, we are good at that, please buy it. Sorry my English, who the fuck is going to be your customer if you see something like that? You know? Create emotions. Go out, tell the people why is it fucking amazing to work with you, to buy your product, you know? That's important because you yourself, you get picked up by emotions every day. This is why you make decisions on certain things, you know, by emotions. So this is why you have to work with emotions when we're talking about creating a brand, because when people see your logo, they should have emotions about it. As I said earlier, when you Amazon logo, when you see an Apple logo, when you see Burger King logo, you have emotion in a good or in a bad way. Doesn't matter, first of all. As I said earlier, target group again, you will have people who love you, people who hate you. It's not about that. It's about creating emotion. And most likely, as I said, the brand is bigger and should be bigger than the product, because maybe in a way in a few years, 10 years from now, you want to have different types of products, different side of industries you go into, but overall the brand is still the same. Yes. Okay, let's go to the next session. I want you now to think your brand, your company, the name of the company, and tell in the breakout sessions the others, what should your brand be remembered for in 50, 100 years from now? Hopefully, the brand you created, you started today or yesterday or in a month from now, is still existing. And I want you to tell, what is it your brand should be known for? And remember, it is not about the product, because they can change over time. You can have 100, 200, 300 different types of products maybe in 100 years from now. But the brand still exists in a certain way and will still be top of mind and will still create some kind of emotion inside of people. And this is what I want you to tell the others now. Which kind of story are you want to have out there when people are thinking about your brand? Please, 7 minutes, breakout sessions.
Those who cannot join, please look on your phone or device with which you connected. You can see it and join.
Please, we can't see any link to tap on join. Please, if you can check for us. You can still join.
Please, your name. Let me assign you manually.
Confidence.
It may come and go.
Chris, I'm also assigning some people.
Hey, my group. Give me as I did. Little. Sally. So now he left me a pill.
Let you pay.
Still they go on, but in different groups.
Okay, I think most of you are back from the breakout sessions. Okay, again, the question to everyone, who wants to say something about what they have spoke about in their breakout session? What should your brand be known for in 15 or 100 years from now?
I think someone spoke about reliability, and I
About
think
what? Sorry, I couldn't hear that. Ability.
yeah, someone gave a point on reliability, and I think it made sense on that. Yeah, because many businesses here in Ghana, especially him pointing out to the fashion industry, those nickname those tailors and seamstresses and all that. Yeah. Sometimes the emotional stress they give to their customers when it comes to retrieving their clothes and all that, it's very stressful for real. And I think it makes sense with that. Reliability would make a business go a very long way. Yeah. Especially you having a company or an institution almost hitting a deadline to a project. And then they have a list of businesses out there. But because you've been known on the long run for reliability, they could hand over the contract to you because they know you are dependable no matter what. When you tell them, hey, we are getting done in 2 weeks. Yes, sometimes half into the 2 weeks, or exactly 2 weeks, they get whatever they need done for them. And so that's, I think reliability, is a key point. Yeah.
That's a strong word and it's a good thing. Yes, perfect. Anyone else?
Okay,
so please.
Yes,
please, for me, I'll say comfort and satisfaction. Having the right product for the right occasion. For instance, a fashion industry. People should have this kind of satisfaction with your product, knowing that you have this dress for this particular occasion and it's comfortable to be in and they are satisfied. They have this ego. They have this high something. Please, I hope if you get me, they are satisfied with what you bring to them. I think that would make my company sell or be known for a very long time.
Okay. Great. I will cut it here because we have to move on. Thanks for sharing. The things we talked about for now is most likely things which, of course, you have to prepare. They're more in a theoretical way for you to understand. But now we come to the part with sales and marketing where it really goes into selling something, presenting yourself on the market, getting customers. And now we're also coming to the part, what I said in the beginning, where really it kicks in with the mindset of you, your company, and where I said also earlier, where you can really make a difference as a person for your company, but also where you can manipulate your customers, because selling is all about that. Let me get into that. So first of all, what I always like to say is sales and marketing are two different totally things. They're not the same. This is why there are people doing marketing and people doing sales. So it's totally different. And there has, of course, marketing is the way for you of how to get out, how to reach customers. We said earlier when we talked about the target group that if you know your target group and you know your target group very well, then you're also in a position to know how to reach them. And how to reach your target group is something, of course, you do with marketing, online, offline marketing, exhibitions, newspapers, and so on and so on. There are 100 ways of doing marketing. But again, don't waste time, don't waste money. Think about how can I, in the best way, reach my potential target group. You are creating awareness You create visibility for your company in order to reach potential clients. Of course, when you do marketing, there will be certain barriers. There will be things which are hard to reach, or there will be maybe regarding to your marketing budgets, ways say, okay, I like to reach that target group. I like to do that newspaper article because then I know I can reach them, but I don't have the money. Okay, this is how it is. Maybe in a year from now, maybe in 2 years from now, when the incomes increase, you can do that. Think different. Think out of the box. As I said earlier, don't be a herd animal. Don't do it the way others do it. Think out about what could you do instead of reaching that. Let's go back to the example what we had with, let's say you want to reach people who work in a bank. And you said, okay, I can reach them by being a part of the newspaper because they all read it kind of newspaper. Just an example now. And it is too expensive for you to print an article inside the newspaper. Don't hesitate. Don't think like, okay, well, I can't reach them. I have to find another target group or so. No, find a different way. Maybe you can, instead of buy, I don't know, something, you can stand in front of the bank when they come out and in every day. They see that. Maybe you can hang there a poster or something like that, you know? Think out of the box to reach your target group. This is what marketing is all about. And when we talk about marketing, what is also very, very important, communication. Communication is the key to successful marketing. And when I mean communication, of course, I mean the way of how you talk, how you present yourself on social media, on your webpage, when you're out and talking to someone. Of course, that's communication as well. But what I especially mean is communication and marketing should always be out of the perspective or from perspective of a potential client. That's a huge mistake everyone makes. Marketing is not me sitting here and saying, hey, I'm Benjamin. I have $1 million on my bank account. I have 5 kids. I'm the best in that. I can do that. Call me. That's not marketing. That's also marketing, but it's a shitty way. What it should be like, listen, I know your demand. I know you have that problem. I can help you with that because I have done so for the last 15, 20 years. Here's my number. Call me. You know, your client don't care about how rich you are, how many employees you have, how many incomes you have. It doesn't matter. They want to know what you can do for them. They want to know that you are understanding their demand, that you are understanding their problem, and you can help them to overcome their problem and reach their goal. This is what a potential client wants to hear from you when we talk to them, when we communicate with them. What I like to do, and this is a thing I could actually talk about an hour or so now, for now, is the AIDA marketing formula. Maybe some of you heard about it. You can Google it. It is, AIDA means attention, interest, desire, and action. And these 4 steps should be like the Bible for you guys when you do marketing and sales. Attention. Of course, we want to create attention in a way. This is the way we approach someone. We approach a potential client on a ferry, on the street. I don't know. We create attention. Then we create interest by talking to the person, creating relationship. Remember what I said earlier. Be the best friend of your client. Then you have trust, and then you create interest. That's the next step. Desire. You have to understand the demand, and you create desire by understanding the demand of your client and Now we're talking about manipulating. You give an understanding to your client that you are the only person, the only company in the world who can help your client with that demand in the best way for the best price possible. This is creating a desire, understanding the demand of your client. And you do that by asking. That's also a problem I see very often, which I think it's also about your personal skills and the way of how you are as a person, that we are sitting back, having a product, saying, this is my product. You want to buy it? No. Go to your potential client and ask them questions. Ask them, because, again, psychologically, people love to talk. People love to talk about themselves. And if someone has the feeling that you are listening, that they can talk to you and tell you what is really up in their company, what are their real struggles, their real problems, what are the goals they want to reach, and they have the idea of, okay, someone is listening. He's really listening. He's not just trying to sell me something. He's listening. Then you create a sustainable relationship and you create a desire. And then it comes to the sales part. First of all, and this is what I also said earlier, don't come approach someone and say, listen, that's my product, costs 200 euros. You want to buy it? No, 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 no. That's the last part. You create attention, interest, desire, and then the action part comes. And then it comes to where you say, listen, Benjamin, you told me so much about your struggles, your personal interest, and what are the goals of the company. I am sure that I can help you. And if you're sure that we can work together, I'd like to make you an offer. And then because of the things you have done before, they will say, yes, like what you presented, like you, like your company, give me an offer. And then you give an offer, not before, because you never ever give an offer to someone before you haven't had the acceptance that the person wants to work with you, has trust in your way of working, in your company, in your brand. So all the things we have talked about the last nearly 2 hours, that has to be in place and has to be accepted and has to become, yes, thumbs up from a potential client. And then you make an offer, not before. And this is something, of course, you have to work on, which is quite difficult. And now I'm just making some headlines because of the time. But this is how you manipulate a potential client. And it comes with your personality. It comes with your values. This is what I said, one of the third things I said today, values. And that kicks in, it comes all the way until now, when we talk about action, signing a contract with someone. I actually don't know if you know that person and that company. I don't know, is it Africa, to be really honest. I haven't done the research to do that. But I can tell you, Jysk, that guy is selling bed sheets all over the world. He's not living anymore, one of the richest guy in Denmark. When I used to live in Denmark, he always said that, which I think it's really crucial to understand. It doesn't matter if you have the best product if no one buys it. And that comes to what I said or tried to tell you today. It is all about you, your company, how you present your company, marketing strategy, branding, positioning, values. It is not about the product. The product is the last thing you're actually presenting in a way. It is first of all about you, your company, that you're nice, that you're trustworthy, that you have a relationship to your client, that they are understanding the way of how you do things, and then you're presenting something they may want to buy or not. We have 5 minutes left. We're not going to do this breakout session. I like to move from here immediately to implementation. Because that's, of course, the last thing you have to do. Because all the things we talked about, as I said, in a way, can you do that all in a workshop? Prepare that. You have to prepare all these things: company positioning, marketing, branding, sale strategy. Everything has to be prepared, or in a way has to be done, or you have to have an idea about it before you go to the market, before you really roll out your business. But now comes the big but. The problem is we can make the best strategy in the world. When we hit the market, it's gonna go in a different way. We all know that. A business is not that. A business is that, especially a startup. So you have to adopt. You have to adopt to the market. And adopting is something which comes along with implementation. It comes with all these nice things, all the strategy I have done. I have to implement it. I have to see how the market reacts. And I have to maybe change things along the way. You know, that's important. And it comes with you. And it brings me back to what the topic of today, soft skills. Soft skills is you. So it comes with you. And I can only really advise all of you. Focus is one of the key things to succeed. Having really goals in mind, milestones in mind, and creating a list also of things what I want to do and what I don't want to do. What is important right now for my business? I said earlier, if I see I'm struggling as a business owner or my company is struggling with marketing, I'm going to focus on marketing the next couple of days, weeks, month. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to focus. And this is why it is also important to create not to-do lists, because you can do so many things which are a waste of time and waste of money. But you should focus all the time on the things which you along the way have an idea of functioning. Of course. And that's also the fun part of being an entrepreneur. You have to try. Obviously, you can make the best strategy in the world. You can work with me every day, but you still will, in a point, fail and do things which we are not succeeding with, which we have to adopt. Where we see, okay, there's an arrow. There's the wrong way. We run into a wall there. But still, we want to minimize them. This is why we are thinking about staying on a path, creating these red lines for us, which we talked about today. Of course, you have to dive into it's just headlines today, but hopefully you see the red path I'm trying to create there. And focusing on that and going that way, and do not hesitate. Never, ever hesitate. Stay focused. Have the mind of a lion and say, I'm going to move forward and I will make it. If you now think, Benjamin, that's totally fucked what you said, don't copy that code. If you think that was great, please copy it. And you have the possibility to talk to me again in a one-to-one session. You can book a meeting, 50 minutes with me. Everyone is welcome to do that. You can tell me your personal story. You can ask some personal questions. Please do that. I can only just tell you really from the heart of myself, being an entrepreneur my whole life, go out and do it, and don't hesitate. Do it now, not tomorrow, not the day after. Do it. If you have an idea, if you have a passion for what you do it. And all the other things along the way, I can help you with. Please scan the code. Happy to talk to all of you. Thanks a lot for your time. I really appreciate it. Hope was something interesting for you. Again, it was just headlines. Of course, we don't have the capacity and the time to dive into all the topics as we should be. But again, I can just tell you, if you want to talk again, if you want to have some deeper insights to anything, then just scan the code and book a meeting. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Yes.
We also appreciate your time. Thank you very much. So this is Felix Wine. We hear from you.
Thank you. Please also, you can find me on LinkedIn, connect there,
Thank
you know, everywhere. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Chris, you want to say something, or do we just close it here?
Very much for sharing your journey. Say.
Thank you. Chris, you want to say something, or should we just close it here? I guess we just close it here. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a great night. Stay safe and connect. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. We'll be having tomorrow's session, God willing, at 4 o'clock. Tomorrow is more people how to call it, new young people who are working in different places. So see you tomorrow.
All right, please. Okay, please, you may
Okay,
work
thank
on
you.
the quiz on your Google Classroom platform. So go to your Classroom platform and attempt the quiz there. That will be a requirement for certification. So kindly go there and
Did you hear
work
the
on the
time
quiz.
teacher told
Thank
me to
you.
mention? I heard 4 o'clock, but I wasn't certain.
Hello.
It's 4 o'clock.
So I think I was the one asking where you could find the distance, because when I click on it, I can't find the assignment. I don't know if there should be a screenshot or something to show
Yes,
where I
it
can.
notification will appear right now. So you just go to day 2. So in just about 2 minutes time, you will see it. So you may go there and do it. Thank you. 2 minutes.
And also, please, for those who just joined, can we have the link? And then can we also participate in the day 1 assignment?
It will depend on the management. So team back end, if you are available, kindly answer our brother. Mr. Harold, Mr. Christopher, Mr. Edem, anyone who can clarify things for our participants who just joined. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open it till day 1 squeeze till 9 p.m. today. Then day 2 squeeze will close, God willing, tomorrow, same time. Okay, so day 2 squeeze will close before we start tomorrow's session. So those who just joined may attempt the day 1 quiz, and those who have been on the call since day 1 may also do the day 2. So in just a minute, you will see it on your Google Classroom platform. I'm also going to share, let me share the classroom link here so that those who couldn't join will join the platform. So if you couldn't join the Google Classroom platform yesterday, you have an opportunity to join again. So I'm going to quickly share the link as well. So you may stay on till you see the link so you can join. Thank you. So you have the classroom link on the platform.
No, please, we
that
have
area.
closed. Oscar, you can.
So we may close. Thank you.